I feel like that was a lot smoother than if I would have hit it myself. So,
But I didn't notice the
sup,
difference.
shitheads.
What's
What
up?
He came in flying there.
Yep. Back at it after week 5, ready for week 6.
Not really,
Still
but
some craziness going on in our league. Right now, Chase and I could both go 0-2 next week and still hold the 1-2 spots.
I think I have to score under 30 points as a collective team in order to score under Hayden right now.
Yeah, he's projected at 46.
dude,
Like, he legitimately, I don't think he has enough to field a team.
That's
fuck him,
Chase,
bro.
you should do the right thing and sit some of your starters.
He doesn't deserve
Oh, okay.
in this
I
week.
got you.
Anyway.
Play your backups.
Yeah, do the right thing. The Lord's
got you.
watching.
The Lord, yeah.
All right.
He's gonna smite me if I don't.
See, week 5, I beat Wendell 134-88. Trey with another big win there, 151-120 over
Trey's,
Sweet
Trey's teaching us a lesson,
Trey's
and it's
what?
a lesson. It's a lesson we learned last year.
It's a
If
lesson
you
we
want
learned
to
the last
win,
2 years.
if you want to win,
Sell.
if you want to have some luck, sell your team.
Sell your team. It's how you win in our league. It's totally true.
Chase with the first 200-point game of the year, 204-119 over Grant Collins.
It wasn't giving me notifications on the touchdowns and like big plays. So I was like, God, my team's like really sucking. And I was doing like yard work and stuff over the weekend. And then I looked at my phone and I was like, oh shit. They're doing all right.
Yeah, you didn't have anything to worry about there. Jed got himself into the plus column there at 141-102 over Hayden, and then Tyler put up a valiant effort but fell to Grant Robinson 166-132.
Every single league I play in, I'm in 3 leagues. I went against the second highest scoring team in every single league.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah, and you missed the median by less than 2 points.
Yeah, and 2 of the leagues I would have made the median. One of them I pulled Kyle Pitts in favor of Brock Bowers, which worked. But I could have started Pitts as a flex, and I would have made the median. The other league, I pulled Kyler Murray in favor of Justin Fields because I thought I needed some upside, and I thought, well, Justin Fields can put up 35, 40 points. I don't know that Kyler can do that. And the first thing Kyler did is run like a 50-yard touchdown, and I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I look at my team and specifically in our league, but in other leagues too. And I feel like my team is fine, but then whenever I look at them, I'm like I'm losing. I mean, I'm losing tons of games now. Granted, I've been without my 2 of my best receivers for a few weeks, but still.
Yeah, that doesn't help anything. But this week was one of the first weeks that it really shook up some more things with our record with potential versus just our normal record. So Chase would still be 9-1. I would have been 7-3 because I would have lost the median and I would have lost to Wendell on potential this week. Tyler would actually be 5-5 instead of 4-6. Sweet Pea would be 5-5 instead of 3-7. Wendell would be 3-7 instead of 5-5. Hayden would still be 2-8. Grant Collins would still be 4-6. Grant Robinson would be 5-5 instead of 4-6. Jed would be 5-5 instead of 6-4, and Trey would be 5-5 instead of 4-6.
Wow.
So with potential points, we would be a lot closer overall than what we actually are.
Except for you and Jace.
Yeah.
Everybody else would be close. You and Jace.
Oh, and if you take the median out of it, Chase would be 5-0. I would be 4-1. Jed would be 4-1, and then we'd have Grant Collins, Tyler, Wendell, Grant Robinson, and Trey all at 2-3.
God,
Wow.
With no median.
Man.
So
it has been wild
Yeah.
in terms of the losing records in our league are all like third seed and down in our divisions.
Yeah.
They're still in the playoff run, and some are even in the playoff with a losing record. It's kind of nuts.
Well, so because of how we do the playoff standings, so we've got 4 teams at 4 and 6: Grant Collins, Trey, Grant Robinson, and Tyler. Tyler has the 5 seed at 4 and 6 because of his potential. Grant Robinson has the final playoff spot, and then Trey and Grant Collins are both just outside.
Who
Their
is
records
it?
are-
It cut out on me. Who's 3, 4, and 5? If we do
So-
playoff,
Yeah, so Chase is the 1, I'm 2, Jed's 3, Wendell's 4, and that's because of record. Then it goes Tyler is the 5 at 4 and 6, but because of potential. Grant Robinson has the final playoff spot at 4 and 6, but with potential points. Trey and Grant Collins at 4 and 6 are just outside.
all right.
And then Sweet Pea and Hayden, obviously. And then also, Tyler's now taken over the number 1 spot of worst manager based on potential points. It's 79.5%.
Let's rename that. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's not call it worst manager anymore. Let's call it best binge. Hear me out. Hear me out. Call it best binge. I think it's a respectful way to do it. I think it really paints this. Yeah,
Can we
because
do
I mean,
anything respectful in this league?
I just have a good binge. That's all it is. This has nothing to do with the decisions that I make. It's just really hard to make decisions when your team is so good. No, it's super annoying though. Like
Yeah.
fantasy football this year has been very frustrating. It's not been. I have not had a good time. I'm straight up not having a good time, guys.
Not having a good time.
Yep. And then we can jump into the trade that Trey and I made and get everyone's opinion on it. So,
Analysis.
and also want to preface this by saying I had no idea Michael Pittman was injured when I made this trade.
Yeah, you lost this
So-
trade.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Did Trey realize he was hurt?
I did not know that he was hurt. I did not find out until after
He
I
was
made
during practice, I believe.
about it.
Yeah. Said he's going to be out multiple weeks.
Yeah.
The whole
probably
reason
like
I
that
wanted to
IR.
make a trade was because I needed wide receiver depth because Nico Collins just went on IR and I get a wide receiver who's fucking hurt.
It's
Also,
close to IR, looming IR.
Oh yeah.
God damn. Jordan
I
Mason
read-
and a 2nd-round pick for Michael Pittman and Rashad Wright. Oh, wait.
What I read today said that Pittman's probably gonna be out the rest of the season, not just IR. He's gonna be out all season.
No.
You're
Good
fucking-
for
I mean,
me.
shot.
Now, listen. It's a credible source. I wrote it in my notes. But I read it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you read it hard.
God
Be
damn.
damn.
With a back injury.
Yeah, that sucks.
Did
I
I?
have a back injury in the past.
I don't recall. He's been on my team for a little bit. I'm not sure that maybe, but I'm not.
Maybe in college. I don't remember him having one.
I don't either. Fuck. I was gonna say something, and that whole entire train of thought just.
And my thought with moving Mason was that he's got a couple weeks left because they're talking about McCaffrey coming back after the week 9 bye. So,
I don't feel great about McCaffrey, regardless of if they wait that long for him to come back. Because I read today.
That's the risk reward with it.
Yeah.
It's either, which for both of us really is it's either going to bite me in the ass that I traded him and McCaffrey doesn't come back,
Yes.
or it's going to bite you in the ass that McCaffrey comes back and then he's irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess McCaffrey could come back. But the thing about it, I thought it was just one leg. He's got this
It's
tendonitis both legs.
One is worse than the other, but it's both.
It spreads. Tendonitis spreads, guys. It's contagious.
Talking shit.
No, it spreads. I heard the RB3 is starting to get it in his ankles too.
Oh shit!
Y'all are-
Seriously, I've seen, and I'm not reading from my notes here. I have seen like everything from they don't expect Christian McCaffrey to play again this year to he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Stop laughing. I'm being for real, Chase. I've actually read those things.
Well,
This is
and
for
the
real.
thing I read was that they were looking at after the week 9 bye. for him coming.
Well, what I read that was really pessimistic, they said that his treatment that he went and got in Germany didn't take. But then, like, seriously, within the same week of reading that, I read he was back at practice and didn't have any setbacks. So I
The
really don't
question is
know. I mean,
how do you
and the thing is, I
quantify
would.
how do you quantify tendonitis? Like, I mean, you can get an MRI, you can see like basically what you'd be trying to see is inflammation at the area, but it's such a small area, your tendon that goes basically to the back of your heel. How do you determine? It all is
How do
applying
you
by
determine it? Does
function
it hurt or does it not?
and risk of rupture. That's the problem. And now that he has it in both heels, his risk for rupturing and then having, basically being the end, I wouldn't say the end of his career, but it would definitely be close. Especially being 29 and he'll be 30 by the end of this year. I feel
30,
like
yeah.
that's correct. It's more of how conservative do you want to be? I was thinking the 49ers would be, 4-1, much less a losing record at 2-3 right now. I don't think they can necessarily afford keeping him on the sideline until playoffs, just for the simple fact that they got a big game this Thursday against Seattle. If they lose against Seattle, a division rival, you're 2-4 and you're having to play catch up with now Seattle having the tiebreaker against you. I guess there's not really a tiebreaker because you all played them twice, but they've already got one win on you. You lost to your Rams. You lost to the Cardinals. When are you going to start catching up? I mean, I don't know. I feel like they got to put Christian McCaffrey in much sooner than they wanted because they have lost some dumb games.
He's gonna get hurt.
And that's definitely
I
potential.
agree with you, but I agree.
How do
yeah.
you quantify that? All these people that are saying that, I heard he's good. It really comes down to, is that tendon going to rupture or not when you go play on that sucker? Is it so painful that he can't be as athletic as he was prior? I guess it's all things that you can try to determine on, like
That's the best
objective
case scenario
measures.
for his career is that it's painful. Because you're not going to go hard if it's painful.
Yeah. So, and if that's the case, then I mean that's understandable. But yeah, I think it's ultimately up. It's obviously up to him because I don't think he would have gone to Germany to get this treatment, which was the stem cells, and to know if it took or not. I guess that you're basically judging that by pain level, like how much pain, how much discomfort is he in performing his cuts, performing his typical football moves. And if he's still in pain, then you consider it a fail, I guess. Like, I'm just curious about all the ways that their doctors are portraying like his objective improvement. Is it strictly subjective coming from his mouth? Is that how they determine if it's taken, if he's better or not? Because if that's the case, hell, just send him out there and see what happens, because you really aren't going to know, and
If that's
you
the case,
need
we
to
wouldn't
win
have
football
concussion
games.
protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to add on to your comments about how do you quantify inflammation, there is, if I remember correctly, your C-reactive protein is a blood marker for inflammation. So there's a few blood markers for inflammation. Whether or not they're using those, I have no idea, but there are some.
Okay.
But I do think not to take away from your point, because I do think the point that you're making is more important. I highly doubt they're actually doing that, but I think you're right, and I do think it's best case scenario if it hurts, because I think that I find it very hard to believe that you're going to put somebody out there, somebody who's a high-level athlete, and tell them, hey, just go 70% so you don't get hurt.
Yeah,
It's not going to
especially
happen.
in the NFL.
Yeah, especially when they need to win.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a trade happen not in our league.
Damn.
Another trade.
Well, what is it? Let's hear about it. Let's hear it.
Well, I turned down a trade offer that I probably should have taken. Hold on.
I turned one down today
Just offer
too.
it back.
Well, I mean, if we just texted it, so I probably should. If you guys want to starting Cole Kmet, that's right. I was wondering the reason why I was offering him Sam Laporta was because I saw that he was starting Cole Kmet. I'm like, you could do better. I got this guy.
I have 3
Alright,
tight
sorry.
ends if anybody needs one. By the way, I've got a bunch of them.
What?
I'll give you a fourth for Kyle Pitts.
No, listen, Kyle Pitts. He's regardless of how he plays, he's always got value in my heart.
In my heart.
He's I hold him to the same level of people like Kadarius Toney and Trey Lance. Who else have I held on for too long? I'm sure I've got more of them. Those are the 2 that come to mind. Cam Akers, I held on to him for a long time, stupidly. Yeah, he's on that list. I don't know when I'll let go of him because he had so much potential. And then you hear these stories about, well, Travis Kelce didn't have 1,000-yard season until he was 27, and I look at Kyle Pitts and it's like he's 15 years old, so he's got so much time to do it again. And I just don't know.
15 years old.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah. So I don't know. He
One big
would
guy.
be, yeah, he would be number 1 on my list to ship off first. And I actually had a trade offer today that would include me shipping him off, but I think it was a little rich for what I'm wanting to do with this season. But he's on the block if anybody wants Kyle Pitts.
All right.
Something to think about. All right, we want to get in the starts and sits from last week and see how bad we did.
Yes, sir.
Because your boy here hit
Yeah.
both. And your boy
Yeah.
here, before you talk about these, your boy here said, I'm really excited about Tyrone Tracy Jr. He didn't score a touchdown, but he looked great.
He did look good. He did look
Yeah,
very
what
If
he
he
good.
scored a touchdown, he would have been a start.
120 something.
129, 18 for 129. I think.
Yeah.
It was 18 carries. I was wondering.
And he didn't. Here's the thing, and take this for what it's worth. He didn't have like an 80-yard run, like everything that he had. It's kind of like Javonte, not this week, but last week, where he had like 77 yards, but his longest run was like 8 yards or something like that. Like he did it, but it wasn't like he had this gigantic. Like you look at Brian Thomas
100-yard
Jr.,
touchdown
where
and then had like 128 total after that. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, impressive to me.
Well, since you're just tooting your own horn, let me start.
I got to
with
do
you
it while I
here.
can. I got to
So-
do it while I can.
Brian Thomas Jr. was your start. I'm pretty sure he had over 20 points.
Yeah, 23, I think.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, sorry. I was thinking 18. Yeah, most definitely over 20
Yeah.
points. Otherwise, you
He
wouldn't
did.
have hit. And then you sat Deontay Johnson, which just interesting how that all came about. They didn't target him early on. It was really, really weird to the point to where now there's trade talks for Deontay Johnson. They just signed him in the off season. Why are they?
It's only a
Either way.
1-year deal though.
Oh, it was
But they
okay.
traded for him from Pittsburgh. I think it wasn't a sign; it was a trade.
And there's only 1 year left on that deal. They didn't trade and restructure or extend
That's
him or
right.
nothing.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Tyler got 2 hits, so he is now 5-5. You are good
How
old.
about that? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's the first good thing that's happened all year.
Will, this is the first time I've ever seen this on our start and sit segment. He started Marvin Harrison. That did not
Suck.
come about. But then his sit was Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper scored exactly 10 points.
4 for
That
60.
is the threshold. What are
I
we
think
doing
it's-
there?
I
We're
think
just
it-
calling it a wash?
No, I think it's 10 or more. I think is 10 or more would be considered. Wait a second. No, because it was for.
10
No, I think
because
that's-
I've said
that's
10 or
hitting.
less before.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever y'all want to do for that, I don't care. We can make that rule up now. I say if we're going to make a rule on it, we give Will the benefit of the doubt and give him a win in that one. But
I was okay with doing a wash, which is what we decided before.
Oh yeah, we did that with. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever y'all want to do.
Okay. We gave him a wash. It was almost like it was an injury, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you only got 1 loss,
Yep.
Will, but no wins there. So you are now 2-7.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
My start was Jaden Reed, which was looking good early on, and then Tucker Kraft decided to just take everything away. I think he ended up with like 13, 14 points. So didn't hit. So there's a miss for me. But good old sit Sam Darnold in London against the Jets. Didn't look all that good. Definitely hit on that one. So I went 1-1 for this week, which puts me now at 3 and 6.5. And then Trey, your stuff just didn't go very well either. Michael Pittman, no, didn't hit that one. And then Stephon Diggs was your sit. He didn't score a touchdown, but he got enough volume to be able to get over
He injured
the
into
10 points
that.
hump.
He got lucky.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
think
sure
that
he
you are-
caught a 70-yard touchdown before he got hurt.
Do you think that Stephon Diggs is going to fall off hard? I mean, his average depth of his receptions is like 5 yards.
Hey, wait a
He's
second.
scoring touchdowns. And,
Ask a fucking ridiculous question. What's my record here? We done talked about everybody else's.
oh yeah, sorry.
3 and 7. 3 and 7 is your
Let's
record.
go.
Hey, let's
I
go.
think I'm gonna be 5 and 7 after this week.
Hey, so one stat about Sam Darnold. So in Robert Saleh's first game as head coach of the Jets, he lost to Sam Darnold and the Panthers. In his last game as head coach to the Jets, he lost to Sam Darnold and the Vikings.
Way to go, Sam.
So former Jets quarterback defeats Jets head coach in first and last game.
All right, bro. What was you saying about Stephon Diggs off target?
Do you think that he's? I guess I say that as to justify my trading away of him, to see if you guys think that was a smart idea, looking back at it at this point, or would it have been smarter to trade him away this year? Now, ignore what I traded him for. I'm just talking about moving on from him conceptually as a player. You think that was a bad idea or a good idea?
Let's put it this way. If I had like 5 or 6 tiers. Okay, sorry, I had to get my drink. If I had 5 or 6 tiers, obviously tier 1 is going to be like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I'd put Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, yada yada. Put them all there. I would have Stephon Diggs probably like at the 5 or 6 tier just because of his age alone. So if you can ever raise a tier in your trade, I would do that. So for example, having like a player, even though like Chris Olave is not playing all that well in Dynasty, I would easily have him like tier 2, 3-ish there, if that puts in a comparison. So even though Stephon Diggs is most definitely, I would imagine, outplaying Chris Olave, it's because of his age.
Well, Stephon Diggs is number 8 wide receiver and number 25 overall.
What is Olave? Because Olave's had, I think, 2 bad weeks, but 3 decent weeks. I mean, I'm sure Diggs is ahead of him, but is it
Olave is number 32 wide receiver, number 93 overall.
Man, it doesn't feel that bad. I guess his bad games have been really bad.
And now no Derek Carr for probably 3 to 4 weeks. So
that may be good for him. Because Derek Carr loves Rashid Shaheed. No, it's random Joe Blow from McDonald's time. Who was the guy they
Jake
had?
Haener.
Well, Haener came in for him, but they're going to start Rattler this week.
Why didn't they play Rattler?
They've announced it? Nice.
Rattler was the emergency third string, so he couldn't come in unless the backup got hurt.
Oh. I thought that was just a thing. I didn't know that was actually like a thing, if that makes sense. Like I didn't know that.
So they've changed the rule recently with that to allow that, because back in the day they used to let them dress, and then they changed it to where the emergency third string couldn't dress. And so they were just inactive, and that your third string they either had to be active or they had to be some other player. But now they've changed it to where the emergency third string can be inactive and dress, but can only come in when the starter and the backup get hurt. And there's some other rules to it, like if the third string comes in, the starter can't come back in at all, regardless of anything. Like, it's some crazy shit.
And that kind of hurt the Raiders, especially with our quarterback woes. The original rule, I guess, was what they're doing now, but they were trying to implement that you could have a third quarterback at the game ready not take a roster spot. So I think the plan for the Raiders were to keep like Anthony Brown as an emergency quarterback, but it not take up one of your 53. But then they changed the rule back to the original rule, and now you have to.
So yeah, he's got the third string has to be on the 53-man roster, but it doesn't have to be one of the 48 active for the game.
I don't understand.
Can I ask, since we've talked about the Raiders briefly, can I ask Chase a question?
Yep.
What's going on with Devontae Adams? And then I have a relative question to ask about something that I had heard in your
not
thoughts.
hurt, but he wants out.
Well,
where is he gonna go?
Well, there is a very interesting comment that Antonio Pierce made today that basically was insinuated as long as he's here, he's a Raider. When he's ready to practice, he'll practice. Okay.
He has to say that.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, he's already liked a post of him being on a different team. It didn't stop him,
Exactly.
2 weeks ago. Why are you changing now? So he's a player first quarterback that's making some very rookie mistakes because he wasn't ever an assistant coach. He was a linebacker coach. Like he's learning as he goes.
And then gets an 8-year show cause penalty in college if he were to ever try to go back for recruiting violations.
Okay, let me ask you a question about something.
I'm not done with the story though.
Well, I'm done listening, so I'm gonna move on. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The last thing that I have to say is that Devontae Adams has never followed Gardner Minshew on Instagram or whatever it is, and since he's so cryptic, I feel like this matters because Edgar Allan Poe. He follows Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell was named the starter for the Raiders today. So
what you're saying is his hamstring is magically healed and he's going to play this week.
He may never have liked the decision of Gardner Minshew being in the game, and he just threw, kind of a pity part. He didn't want Gardner Minshew to be there. He wanted his boy Aiden O'Connell, which is what he said during the offseason. So who knows? I still think it's severed. He's going to be going somewhere. I still think it's either the Steelers or the Ravens. But sneaky team to come in and swoop is the Bills.
So why not the Chiefs? Because this is the question I have to ask you.
Interdivision.
Because I'll fucking quit watching
football. No,
I want to.
Here's the thing. As a franchise, is it not in your best interest to do what's best for the team? And what I read or what I heard today, and I don't know if it's true, but let's just say that it is. What I heard today said that the only team that was willing to give a second was the Chiefs.
As of this point, that's all that's come out.
As of now. So why not send him there, let him go, make him happy? You're playing for the future anyway. If you're trading him away and trying to get a second, why not?
Because
I'm making the Chiefs pay a first. If they say a first, I will trade with the Chiefs. But
so you'd rather have a third from another team than get a second from the Chiefs. Well, that's what I'm saying, because other teams have offered what I've heard. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But if this is true, other teams have offered a third. But you're going to tell the Chiefs no to a second because they're the Chiefs?
Yes, because I would want a first from the Chiefs. But here's the reason why. The Saints, with Derek Carr getting injured and with Robert Saleh getting fired, I think really put a pause on the Devontae Adams hold trade debacle. I do believe the Raiders are willing to keep him on the roster for as long as it takes until the Bills or the Steelers get desperate and meet our demands. I think it's smart for the Raiders to hold out, let him have this hamstring injury, let him sit there and pay him his $1 million a week because I really do believe that either one or two things are going to happen. If you're going to trade him now, you're going to have to eat the cost in order to get the demands that you want, or you can wait enough weeks until it's not as much of a salary cap hit because you're paying $1 million for every week that he's on your team, and then the Bills, maybe they have another loss and they feel like that they're an alpha wide receiver away and they meet your demands of a second round pick. I think waiting right now for the Raiders is the best thing to do. But the only way that I'm taking a trade from the Chiefs is if it's a first.
So let's just say you have to make a decision this week. And the Chiefs offer you a second.
You have to make a decision this week?
Yeah. Let's just say the trade deadline is this week. And the Chiefs are the only team that have offered you a second-round pick. Everyone else offers third, fourth, or something to that nature. Why would you not send him to the Chiefs? I can't make sense of that.
I would take the Bills
in your division
offer.
You'd take
the
what?
rivalry thing. If the
I would
Titans
take the
wouldn't make
Bills
a trade
offer.
like that with the Colts, the Patriots wouldn't with the Jets or the Bills.
But I would want them to because the whole goal is to get the most you can out of your player. So who cares if it's within your division or not? You're doing what's best for the team. I mean, you're literally taking just the name of the team that pick is coming from, and you're putting more weight in that than the value of the round your player you're getting. Because you can't tell me a second round player isn't so much better than a third. Okay, theoretically, I guess. Don't get me wrong. There's,
So here's a better question.
A Chiefs second round pick versus somebody else's third round pick is only going to be like 5 picks different.
But look at where but no, because he's not going to a very bottom team. He doesn't want to go to a bottom feeder. He wants to go to a team that contends.
Bills are likely to be a bottom feeder.
Not with Devontae Adams, they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I hope we find out. I really hope we find out. But that's what I'm saying. You're not. It's not like he's going to get traded to the Panthers or the Patriots. So I get that. I get that.
I don't think he's going to the Saints anymore with Derek Carr being hurt. I highly doubt. I think the Jets are technically the front runner just because Aaron Rodgers is there. But with this whole debacle of Rodgers basically getting solid fired, you can say whatever you want. He can say whatever he wants. We all know it.
Wouldn't that make you think he's more likely to go to the Jets? Because clearly Rodgers has some pull.
Dude, I guess I fucking dreamed this, but I thought one of us sent a fucking meme or picture in one of our chats that said he had gotten traded to the Jets. I was just looking for it. I can't find the shit nowhere.
I think you dreamt it.
Yeah, I dreamt it. I'm like, clearly it didn't happen. But I swear I saw that fucking shit.
Hey, I did send a bunch of fake injury stuff before drafts in other leagues that I'm in.
I even remember you guys saying, I don't think this makes sense, really. And it's not. It had to make the shit up. Mandela effect or whatever, bro.
Well, I wanted to go down that rabbit hole to hear what Chase thought because I do think if I'm sitting here looking at my team and I have this what I'm going to call an expiring asset on my team, and we're really looking at the future. Who cares what team wins this year? Like it doesn't.
I think that if you're getting a third round pick, you're likely getting another pick somewhere else. So you may have second round value with the 2 picks that you get. So in my opinion, I would rather have like a third and fourth from a team like the Steelers or the Bills that I think have a chance to really fall off the face of the earth compared to the Chiefs, who are 5-0. You're likely going to have the very last pick in the second round compared to an early
5-0 with Mahomes playing mediocre.
He sucks. And are they getting offered multiple picks outside of the Chiefs offer?
MVP too. God,
I have no idea.
Me off.
If they match a second
for MVP is because they're 5-0. Like he has done nothing to help that.
Nothing. He's oh my god. Yeah, he has there was a stat they said.
Bro, every fucking one of them. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback we've ever seen ever. No one's better than Patrick ever.
So who do you think should be the front runner for MVP if it's not Mahomes? Because I know who I think it should be.
Lamar.
You think Lamar?
Lamar's
what do you think,
playing really well.
They think Lamar.
If you're, y'all not gonna like this.
It's not fucking Joe Burrow.
If you took Joe Burrow away from Cincinnati, they would be the fucking worst team in the goddamn league, and that's a fucking fact. if that's not,
What about-
They almost are.
Further out of that
Them
right
on
now.
the team, you know.
Would they be worse than the Commanders if you took away Jaden Daniels? Because that's who I would pick. Because I think without him, they suck.
I mean, yeah.
I don't, man. I don't.
So you're quantifying MVP on if you took that player away, what would their team look like?
Well,
Yes.
so here's the other.
But that's the name of the name of
Here's the
MVP.
other person,
It isn't
Baker Mayfield.
most valuable player.
Baker's a good one too.
Remove that person from that team, and what happens to that team? You know what I mean? And sure, there's a lot of other people. I'm gonna pick my boy though because he's fucking, way up there in the fucking stats. They're just terrible on defense. And
I think you have to look at that, but you also have to look at it from a statistical standpoint because you can't have somebody with the MVP that has 6 touchdowns and 6 picks through 5 games.
bro doesn't have 6 touchdowns.
He's talking
Sam
about Mahomes.
Darnold
He's
has to
talking
be
about
up
Patrick
there.
Mahomes.
Oh, I thought we. I was like, hold the fuck up.
You
Where
took
are you
that
getting your stats from?
personally.
Because he's
Yeah.
I feel like the MVP has turned into being who's the quarterback for the winningest
On
team.
the winningest team.
The,
Yep.
the top 4
Yeah.
should be Jaden Daniels, Lamar, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. That should be the top 4 right now.
I don't disagree with that either. I don't think I don't remember the last one that I fucking saw, but I think even Josh Allen was in it, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he is, but he shouldn't be. And I agree with that list. Everybody except for Sam Darnold. And the only reason I would exclude him from that list in this moment is because of how bad he just played. Now, granted,
That's valid.
it was in London, or wherever it was. So maybe there should some grace there, but
But he was
the
the only
other
quarterback
three-
with multiple touchdown passes through the first 4 games.
I think you put him in after 4 weeks. I think he probably is the guy at
Yeah.
4 weeks, but after 5, I don't think he is. I think Jaden Daniels makes a good case for it.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, you could say the same about Lamar too. I think him and Jaden Daniels should be the 2 that are at the top of the list.
Well, and if you look at it just from fantasy perspective, Lamar's got the most fantasy points in the league.
Yeah.
And
They
then
don't
Alvin
look-
Kamara is second.
MVP, they don't look at fantasy points.
No, they don't.
They don't give a. That has no.
No, but you can translate fantasy points to how they're doing, and to an extent, how they're doing. And
Yeah.
speaking of fantasy points, do you guys think that we should take away the lost point for a recovered fumble? So you look at Rico Dowdle, or you can look at who else was it? Lamar. I think Lamar too. I think
So the
Lamar
one- the
had a
point
bad
you lose
hike.
for fumbling the ball, even though you don't lose it.
I think you should only lose 2 points if you legitimately lose possession of the ball.
You only lose 1 point if you recover it though.
Yeah, I don't think you should lose a point for that.
Yeah, and that was something that we changed a couple of years ago when I think when we started Dynasty was when we
I
Yeah.
made that change.
I'm not
And
against changing
I'm
that.
fine either way. I don't really care.
Well, and I look at it from the quarterback's point of view because you look at, I'm pretty sure it was Lamar, and maybe I'm wrong, but they hiked it to him and it was just awful. It was
He
just,
gets
it
credit for
never
the fumble.
left the ground. And he got credit for the fumble, and I'm sitting there thinking about it, and obviously it doesn't affect me because he's not on my team, but I'm sitting there thinking that I would be so, and I'm sure it's happened, but I'd be so mad if that happened to my quarterback.
That from the highlights that I watched of that game, because I didn't get to watch it, that happened several times to him. Like he had several bad snaps in that whole game, which
Yeah.
I think a bad snap is why he fumbled. I don't know this for sure, but I think a bad snap is why he lost that one, and we
He
ended up.
did get credit for 2 fumbles and lost 1.
So the lost fumble, I'm cool with losing 2 points for those, but whenever it's I guess if you put it on the ground, like if you're a running back and you're running it, and it gets put on the ground and you fall on it, that would be one thing. But I don't think you can split that up in sleeper. I think you can.
No, you
It's
can't.
either they
I'd say-
dropped it or they dropped it and lost the.
I say
Exactly.
put it in a group and let it go to a vote. It doesn't matter to me either way.
The 4 people that are in here, plus maybe 1 or 2 more vote on it.
So what?
You got to get
What-
majority, right?
I guess I don't understand what you're saying here.
So currently, a player. Let's just say you have
No?
Rico Dowdle, and he gets the ball handed to him, and he's running up the sideline, and somebody punches it out. As
Yep.
soon as he drops that ball, he loses a point. As
Yep.
soon as the other team retains the ball, he loses a second point.
Yeah.
But if he was to recover the fumble, he would only lose 1
Or
for
anybody on
fumbling.
that team.
Yeah.
Which
That's
in-
how
in
we've
that
always been doing it. So what are you wanting to
Yeah.
change?
in that situation, it makes a ton of sense, and I'm cool with that. But then look at the situation with Lamar last week, where he had a botched hike. They hiked the ball to him, and it was horrible. The ball hits the ground. Lamar gets credit a fumble, even though he picks it up. So he loses a point for something that, I mean,
Didn't have
Out of his control.
yeah. So I mean, I don't care. I don't care to leave it as is for the year, but that's just something I think we should look at.
Yeah.
So you're
essentially
saying
change
the
it to
only
where
time you lose a point is if
the other team recovers the football. Yes.
But I think you should
the
lose.
only
You should
point
lose
you would
2
lose.
points. No, I think you should lose 2 points if the other team gets the ball.
So
'Cause I think
in
you
that
should be treated the same
scenario,
as
he
that
would
team.
still lose 2 points then.
God damn!
Right.
What are we doing, calculus here?
If the other team got the ball, yes.
What I'm saying is what you're trying to change in your scenario that you provided. He's losing 2 points in both ways. Because did he lose the
No.
fumble or
Lamar didn't
Okay.
lose the fumble.
Lamar didn't lose
Okay,
them.
so they
Yeah.
just because he dropped the ball, he got a -1 because he fumbled the ball,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah,
would
that's
take
right.
it. Okay, I
Hey.
see what you're saying. All right,
Hey, you did it. You're here. You made it.
How many
You're
Well,
with the rest of us.
used the bathroom in between. I was kind of listening, not really. So I
Should have
just
taken
gotta
us
make
with
sure.
you. The second change that I have read that people are doing this year, and I don't know if I'm all for this or not, but they're trying. Basically, people are trying to find ways to eliminate the tight end spot. So instead of having a tight end, it's
No.
just a. Yeah, I think it's stupid. Like I
I
think
don't want
that's
to do that. I
Being
just won the
pussies.
damn league with tight ends.
yeah.
Fuck
I
that.
have 3 tight ends. They're going to get some play time.
Yeah.
But people are taking away. They're making it it's a tight end flex.
Yeah.
So you can put whatever you want. It doesn't force you to do it. But then to me, I'm like, well, hell, you might as well just have a quarterback and 6 flexes and go on then if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah,
Right.
that shit's whack. I don't like that at all.
I didn't either.
It's an advantage if you draft like Bowers or somebody that's going to be fucking good, or that could be good. You know what I mean? Like it's a significant advantage on your fucking team if the other guy's like, man, there's nobody fucking available. I got to start fucking Kyle Pitts, who might give me 0 points today.
Or he could get 19.
Yeah, well, he's done that
Just
once.
saying.
You know what I mean? An
Do
outlier technically.
you think that Pitts would look good on anybody else's team? Because you can text them and tell them that so that I can text them too. Oh, Kyle Pitts.
I almost took him, really.
Trade him to me and tight ends go off. Or tight ends.
I'll trade it. Listen, I'll move him right your way. You just make me a good, reasonable offer of 2 first-round picks, and he's yours.
2
Hey, we can
first
combine him in
round,
another offer we were
reasonable
talking
offer.
about.
No, hey, listen, we're in the same division, so I expect 4 first-round picks from you under Chase's rating. I don't
Are we
want you to
considered rivals though?
No.
See, it's the rivalry part of it that I'm getting at.
I just think it's so dumb because if you want your team to be the best that they can be, then you're best to get the best draft pick you can out of them.
I agree
Yeah.
to an extent, but I still would want more from them.
No, you
Yeah.
hate you hate the Chiefs. You hate the Chiefs. That's what it is.
Have you heard of the
Their
story?
pick it could be 32nd. If you give him Devontae Adams, you know you are most definitely lowering the value of the pick because you're expecting once they get Devontae Adams, they're likely winning another.
What are the other teams? What are the other teams leading the charge here?
Look what the Bears did
The Raiders,
to the
the
Carolina
Raiders,
Panthers. They gave them Bryce Young, right? And still, even with Bryce Young, because they traded to the Chicago Bears, which they knew were going to be a sucky team, they ended up getting the #1 overall pick and were able to get Caleb Williams. If they would have traded that first round pick to, I don't know, the fucking Baltimore Ravens of some sort, and they got whoever they wanted the first round pick, and you got their future first, you know you're going to get a late first round pick because the Ravens are actually good. So I'm just saying, the Bills have a chance to freaking fall off a cliff and do really bad, and that raises the value of your pick. If you give Devontae Adams to the Chiefs, I don't care if it's the same value pick or of everyone else or maybe just one higher, it's likely going to be the 32nd fucking pick because they're going to win another damn Super Bowl. We're all going to be pissed off.
But the teams that they're looking to send him that he could reasonably go to, you said it earlier, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Chiefs.
Hey,
All of which are going to make a deep playoff run. Are they not?
going to the fucking Chiefs. Fuck me.
I'm just saying. I don't.
Just talked about this 10 minutes ago. We all had the same discussion.
I just think it doesn't. I struggle with the logic. I struggle to understand why you wouldn't want.
The logic. That's it. Fuck
That-
that. It's fuck
There's
that.
no logic. That's so stupid.
Jesus.
That's so dumb.
All right, let's get back to our starts and sits because I'm fucking tired. I want to go.
And does it not hurt them to take an aging wide receiver? So are you not hurting them in the long run? You're taking away a second round draft pick and you're planting a seed on their team of some old dude.
Give me a first,
Anyway,
Tyler.
our starts and
Old dude,
sits.
like
Our
they're
starts and
trading
sits.
Aaron Rodgers, okay? Fucking somebody that's washed and way past their prime needs to retire anyway.
Yeah, I'd love to give him to the Jets. Jets may actually be last by the end of the year.
Give them to the Jets for a future pick, not this year's. 2 years
A
down
20,
the road.
oh, yes. 2027 first. That class is legit.
Tyler, I like how your bottle keeps going in and out with your green screen there. That you got.
No, that's the bottle.
Okay.
He's
It's
drinking.
broken.
Oh, it glitches in real life.
All right, I'm gonna start off with a bang here on my start of the week. Bo Nix.
Whoa.
I love this. I love this for us.
Bo
That's a
Nix
bang
against the
for sure.
Chargers. He's just coming off a good game that he just had there. Well, I think 23 point something. So didn't get the 24 points last week, but he's going to get it this week. He's finding his rhythm in Sean Payton's offense, and they had a heated discussion on the sideline.
Love
It
what he
worked out
said.
for him.
It's in that presser about that too.
Was that real?
What do you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was.
What did he call him? Ferris Bueller? Was that what it was?
He did.
No,
yeah.
what I thought he said was something along the lines of, like, Sean Payton was getting on him because he changed the play, and Bo Nix basically told him, well, my play got us a touchdown.
So that happened on the sideline.
Yeah.
The presser.
That's basically how it worked.
The presser. They asked him about it, and he said, "Oh, Bo Nix said," so that there's no confusion here. They asked him what happened on the sideline. He said, "Oh, Sean come up and told me that he loved me, and I told him that I loved him back." That's the response about the argument on the sideline.
That's
Wow.
hysterical. What an answer.
Yeah,
Bo Nix found him a safety valve, didn't he?
he had him.
I run my mouth about Javonte, and here he goes the last 2 weeks being. You don't hear about him because he hadn't scored a touchdown, but he's doing fantastic.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, who's next?
My start of the week is Caleb Williams, which I don't know if this is. Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think that offensive line sucks, but I think he's finally gonna get it together. He's been close a couple times, but I think he'll.
Well, I mean,
get over it.
Last week he did great.
He had 300.
He wouldn't have been He wouldn't have been a hit last week.
He had
he was like
23.56. 20 of 29 for 3.
Oh, my God, dude. 24 is so hard to get.
Would have been a loss. And what are the odds that he does it twice in a row? I don't
He's
know.
playing the shitty Jaguars, so he's got a
Yeah.
good chance.
I mean, y'all got on to me for picking people playing the Commanders, so I had to pick some of the team to attack.
I was gonna pick Caleb Williams. He was my second one that I was gonna pick today after I started looking at the matchups. So I had to go with my other.
Go
pick.
for it. Who's your other one?
I'm going with Tyrone Tracy. Assuming
I love Tyrone.
Oh,
assuming that
Singletary's out.
Singletary.
Singletary does not play. Yeah.
All right, so
Uh,
do you want to have a backup, or do you just want to let it ride and see what happens?
Dude, hop on this Caleb Williams train. Let Caleb Williams be your backup.
Hop on Fingernail Boy.
Come on, man. Let's paint our fingernails.
All right, Caleb Williams, your backup.
yeah, I'll do that. Fuck it.
You don't get to make a decision. You're getting on this bus with me. It's a very short bus, but you're getting on it.
I mean, he was.
Wait, they make buses that long?
I was like, oh yeah, that's a good pick. He'll fucking light them guys up.
Light him up.
All right, Chase.
Malik Neighbors, man, he comes back and he lets it rip, lets it fly. My hope is he plays. I think he's on track to play. So I feel pretty confident just keeping it at that.
I thought you had a spicy one. Didn't you say something about yours? Is it your sit that's
My
spicy?
sit
Okay.
is spicy, not my
Let's
start.
hear it.
Sit is David Montgomery. We are now going to get to the point where good old David starts to become into the realm of mediocrity because after the bye, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to start taking the load, and you're going to start seeing
Hey,
Gibbs.
can I ask a
go off.
question? How many
Yes, sir.
fucking times did you say that last year and it never?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. How many times
I
was
didn't say it.
Hey.
I did not say it a whole lot, but it did happen much later than I was anticipating. Their bye came in much earlier this year than last year, and now it's time for the Gibbs train. David Montgomery, decline is coming.
Did they do this last year? Did they transition from like a split backfield to basically all Gibbs? I don't remember.
No, it was like the last 4 weeks. The last 4 weeks, Gibbs started taking a little bit more of the load. But no, basically the entire year, besides injuries, it was mostly split. And honestly, it was more David Montgomery. It was probably more 60-40 for like the first like 6 to 8 weeks, probably. So then you had, I think there's a few weeks David Montgomery was injured, so Jahmyr Gibbs got the obviously the main workload. But then the final like 4 weeks, that's the whole reason why Gibbs went straight up for the like redrafts in terms of like first round talent, was because he was showing like a 70-30 split with David Montgomery, and it just hasn't been the case. But both of them have basically been, 15 points average, the both of them in each game. So I mean, you look at that in total of the running back position is scoring 30 points on average a game for Detroit. So it's just ultimately they're looking
I really want to
good.
change my stuff to David Montgomery just to be abrasive. I'm not going to, but I want to. Let me ask you this. Does this backfield remind you guys of anything from our past?
From our past?
Well, I gotta say our past, from the past in the NFL, since we've been playing fantasy football.
I mean, having a two-headed monster like that almost reminds me of the smash and dash days for the Titans back in 2008, but that was before we started playing fantasy.
This reminds me of the Saints with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram so much.
Yeah.
Every week you just threw them in there. They complemented each other extremely well.
Yeah,
it's just exactly what I mean. I don't know if it's on quite the same level. Maybe it is, but I haven't looked at the numbers for him because I don't remember Mark Ingram. I just remember Mark Ingram was always always there.
Well,
always
they're in similar roles.
Goal line.
Gibbs is like Kamara was getting receiving touches, and Montgomery was more goal line stuff. Mm-hmm. Montgomery's averaging 18 touches and a touchdown a game through the first 4 games of the season.
Incredible.
He's number 16 running back. Jahmyr Gibbs is number 14. Which that's low because of the bye week, because other players have more points than them now. However,
I don't know why they would rock that boat.
Yeah, Chase, you're fucking wrong. Next.
I'll do my set. So my set's gonna be George Kittle, who's been incredible as of recent. But I think I think so. Take it with a grain of salt. I think he's dealing with an injury.
It's
I don't
under
know
8 points for tight ends too.
He did get hurt.
But look at the Niners. It's almost like they pick one person every week, and they're like, "This is going to be our guy this week."
And it's not worked.
It's been Kittle a couple times, so I'm playing. What do they say?
Is he tight end 1?
I think so. Yeah.
No, he's tight end 2.
It's him or Bowers, one of the two.
Yeah, he's tight end 2.
He
has ribs injury, but he's a full participant and will not have an injury designation going into the Seahawks game tomorrow night. But like you're talking about, so every other game that he's played, so first game he had 5 targets, second game he had 8, third game he didn't play, fourth game he had 4 targets, the fifth game he had 12. So he's due for a low target game if it trends how it has been.
I'm just playing the numbers game here, fellas. I'm just that's exactly it. I just think he's gonna have some regression.
All right, Trey, who's your sit?
He's like Google.
Man, sorry, I have a question before I pick my sit officially.
Yes.
Because with my questionable memory of the Devontae Adams picture that I fucking am thinking about, I'm wondering if this even happened. Did Josh Allen get fucked up in that game? Did he get a concussion? Do y'all think?
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't get a concussion, but if you watch the video, he got a concussion.
Yeah,
He slammed his head hard.
He did
Josh
not come out of the game and
fucked
did not go into protocol, but yes, he
he
did.
gets hurt and he gets fucked up this week. That's who I'm picking.
I hope you're wrong.
Wow.
Did y'all watch it?
You
Did y'all see it? Did y'all see him? Like, I don't know how you, as a training staff or medical staff or a coach, see somebody get folded up and just lay on their arm like this and think he's good.
Well, and they're supposed
then
to have
say,
an independent
"It's his ankle."
neurological doctor
Yeah.
that's supposed to be the one that calls that shit out. But
He's been too close to Christian McCaffrey. He's got the contagious ankleitis.
Especially with the shit with Tua. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really taking all this shit very seriously.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, nah, fuck him. Send him back out there.
Yeah. Well, who's their backup?
Are you calling an injury? Is that your call?
Yeah.
No, hold on a second. Now, typically, if we have injuries, we don't count them. But if you're calling an injury on the front end,
I'm calling that he's going to be bad, but I'm on top of it. I think he's going to get I think he's going to get to it.
so let me ask you this then: if he goes out and has 5 points and gets a concussion, do you get a point or not? You get double points because you called the injury.
Double
No,
points,
I want to ask for 2 points. I want to ask for 2 points.
I'd give you 2 points.
I don't want to.
I want 3.
Just give me the 1 point.
I won't ask for 2. I will ask
Trubisky is
for
the backup in Buffalo.
Do what?
Well, I mean,
think
he can
do a decent job.
He also is
I
playing. So
I think the Dolphins would kill to have Trubisky at this point, wouldn't they?
I mean, they basically almost killed Tua, didn't they?
Yeah. And you know what they're saying? He's going to be back. Like he's like
yeah.
like nothing happened. He's like, yeah, I'm good to
fucking
go.
moron
Yeah.
if he comes back and plays.
I mean, it's at the point you've been on the sideline watching your team literal be hot garbage,
So-
and you're like, wow, I'm pretty important. I better come back.
So
You know
he
who
needs to wear
you know
the
who he's
Guardian
more
cap?
important to? His family, who he's
Right.
not going to spend his older years. with.
Amen.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. Does he have a wife and kids yet, Tua? Or is he still a bachelor?
I think he does. I think isn't he like a big family guy?
He's
I think he's a big
Lion
family guy,
descent.
like because he's got a little brother that's played football too, but he's bounced around in college and isn't good enough for the NFL. But I don't know if he's got a family of his own yet.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say,
I'm
we should probably
Googling
be
it.
worried about them in the future.
Yeah.
You know, about their safety. We all know what happened with Chris.
He has
Benoit.
2 children.
He needs to wear the Guardian cap and needs to wear that fucking little neck thing that guys wear that's supposed to like restrict the blood flow to your head.
I'm fairly confident that you could just flick him in the forehead at this point and he'd fucking.
You know what some people said? They said, man, it would be just hilarious as a joke if he came out on the field in the red non-contact jersey from practices. Just like,
Nope, can't touch me. Nope.
Just out of curiosity, why don't they force him to wear it? Like I feel like if you get a concussion at any point in the season, you should have to wear a Guardian cap the rest of the year. Like why not?
It's
It's the first year
experience.
they're actually allowing them to wear them
Shit,
during the
bro.
games. So
I would agree that you could say that it is soft. I don't disagree with that notion, but I mean,
Who gives a
maybe we
fuck?
could have prevented the 8th concussion from Tua if we had done that.
I think it's just because it's experimental. It's up to the player to make the decision, just like, COVID
Just like,
vaccines. So
Just like getting your ankleitis fixed with stem cells.
yeah, exactly. You have to sign off on it.
yeah. My sit of the week is George Pickens.
I
That's a
like
good
George.
one.
Yeah.
Did y'all see
George Pickens.
Especially if Russ
him
comes
grab
back.
that motherfucker on the football field and just
Oh, that's
Down by his
hilarious.
face mask.
That's
fucking
hilarious.
so funny.
You think he's worse off if Russ comes back than he is with Justin Fields?
Russ is
I
going to
think
be
he's
fucking
better.
horrendous in his first game back.
Oh man, we got 2 very conflicting opinions here.
I agree Russell Wilson will not be good, but I do believe that the
Now, I
rushing
think
that
Pickens will be
Justin Fields
better
does,
with Russell. overall, but his
That's what I'm
first
saying.
game back,
His
Russ.
first game. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing what you're not saying. Now I'm hearing what you're saying, but I was hearing what you weren't saying.
Been a lot of
see
that
what
on
you're
this
saying.
goddamn show tonight. A lot of not hearing shit.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Welcome to my world, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Start doing podcasts like this.
Here, I'm just gonna take it off. Now
Hey,
I can't
Will,
hear you.
you know what? I'll trade you Kyle Pitts, but because we're in division, make it 4 firsts. Make it 4. Now, Trey, I think we're out of division. You can have him for a 4th. Make it 2
Fourth.
fourths. Well, I mean, you got to look at it this way. Trey's not doing well. His 4th is going to be earlier than Will's first.
I don't know if I have four first because Chase has my first this year.
Well, we'll make it 3 then.
Well, I actually only have 2 because it only lets you go to 2027. So
Yeah, are you going to have any draft picks next year? I feel like you don't have
I
any.
have a 3rd and a 4th.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Very
Hey,
exciting.
how did you manage it when you sat through the entire draft and waited for your pick?
I
That's
turned
what
it
I'm gonna have
off.
to do.
I turned it off. Because you can't. Here's the thing: you can't hope for any of your players to fall.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to fall that far. I
Right.
should have just traded out of all those picks. I did get Troy Franklin. What a stud, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did have a good 50-yard
Yeah,
game
he
last week.
should have been a touchdown, but also I know y'all are tired, and I am too. I want to go to sleep. But did y'all see the Jalen Polk touchdown that should have been a touchdown?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's frustrating.
And
Should
then
we look
Drake
at it?
May,
He
the
he, he
savior.
he caught it falling backwards out of the end zone, and he had one foot down and the other foot
Yes.
hit down, and his heel went out of bounds. It's so
See
stupid.
that.
So stupid.
Well,
We
you gotta
talked about that
catch it.
earlier.
You gotta get both feet down. You have to make a football move. Your hip has to be at the right angle. Can't be underneath the goalposts. 3 refs out of 4 refs have to see it, and the crowd needs to agree on it also. And we all know that the crowd's not.
The crowd. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We asked the audience, put your
Right.
vote in.
You got to phone a friend, ask your friend what they think about it. They're not watching the game. They're on a beach somewhere, fucking drinking pina coladas. See what the eye in the
Word
sky.
essay. Tell me why this is a catch.
If you're a Christian, pray about it. If you're Muslim, bow to Mecca. Figure out, those are
No,
all.
don't
Those
you
are the
know
rules for
all
Taylor.
reviews
no.
go through Taylor Swift now?
What is it?
All
Oh,
reviews go through
man.
Taylor Swift now?
No,
Yeah,
fuck that
well.
shit. I'm not even gonna go. Don't go. No, don't bring her on this podcast.
Apparently, Bill Belichick was getting tired of them showing
Yeah.
Taylor Swift
Yeah,
on
bro.
the Manning show when he was on it.
Fuck about her. I'm trying to watch people get hit. See her fucking
Who
cheer
would?
Travis Kelce and his
Who
fucking stupid ass mustache and haircut. He looks like he's fucking trying to de-age himself. Like he looks like he's fucking 15 again. He's just a gigantic 15-year-old. The fucking it's stupid. I can't stand that fucking team. Why do we keep bringing them up?
This one was on you.
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
Will.
that was on me.
Oh.
Well,
We
I
could
mean, I
all
brought
agree
up
on that.
Swift.
She's basically,
he
I
went
mean, she's
that
basically
far.
part of the fucking team the way they show her. They might as well fucking give her highlights too. Give her some stats. Put her in the MVP running. Take her off the fucking squad, and they don't win shit anymore. It's that Illuminati money. That's why they're fucking winning. I feel like
I need to clip this section and post it and be like, here you go. This is going to get us the views
Having my
and get our
best joke of
viewership
the
up.
night, I think, or of any podcast ever, and I don't think anybody's here to see it. No, who've said they've subscribed are here to watch it.
I know. So sad.
All right. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so, man. Thanks for that trade.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me trying to trade for another wide receiver because my wide receivers are injured, and then I trade for a fucking injured wide receiver. So
Hey,
see how that works out.
Oh man.
boy. Yeah, that sucks. That's pretty unlucky
well.
there.
Fuck me.
You didn't keep Rashad White for very long there, Trey.
No, I didn't.
Would you have kept him?
Thanks for Jaden.
Yeah, you know what, man? I guess I'm okay because I'm starting Burrow. And,
Okay.
As I've said, previously about my opinions about him. But, yeah, I was like, you know what? I think Christian McCaffrey is probably going to be injured again in the future, even if he does come back. Maybe Jordan Mason.
I think Jordan Mason's a good pickup for sure.
But maybe he's the guy for the year.
Yeah, I agree.
I tried to
And
get
I think he
value where I
definitely.
could.
Yeah, amen. Now here's the real question, Trey.
For Josh Downs.
No,
Ooh.
fuck that guy.
Never gets
I forgot about that beef.
600 the first season.
Yeah,
I forgot about that beef. That was
I still have the screenshot of the message saved where he said Josh Downs will never get 600 yards in any season. He's fucking trash.
I still stand by that statement.
Yeah, but he got 600 yards last season.
I still stand by that statement.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think Cowboys should just trade for Jordan Mason, and then they'll actually have a running back.
He technically
They wouldn't use him, right?
771 yards last season.
Yeah. Blind squirrel.
Wriggled out RB1.
Hey, he found a nut 171 times more than you thought he would last season.
Oh, well, guys, I have a little bit more documentation I gotta finish. So I gotta get off here.
I gotta go to fucking bed. I'm tired.
So,
All right, Phil. Enjoy your evenings.
See y'all.
see you
See you
guys.
shitheads. I did it for you.
Shitheads.